influences that's trying to, man, we're going to go over here, we're going to go to this party, we're going to go to this concert, we're going to go out of town. But I stayed focused. I didn't go. Once I made up my mind and said, look, this is what I'm going to do, once I put open on my doors, I left open on my doors. I didn't close for unnecessary stuff. So once you find a vision and find a dream, stay focused, stick with it. Don't worry about the money, because just like Ms. Poe said, people are watching. And if you are doing something that's good, something that's great, the money will come, the customers will come, the recognition will come. I always tell my staff all the time, when people are waiting for their food, guess what they're doing? They're watching you, my staff. And when people do a good job, you get more hours, you get bonuses, you get raises, you get promoted with the company. Remember, I started off with my grandmother as the busboy, washing dishes. Now I own 2 of the most popular restaurants in Phoenix, Arizona. It is definitely a thrill, and it's in my hairs on my back stand up when we're getting phone calls from Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, T.I., Waka Flocka. Tonight we have T.D. Jakes. All of these celebrities, when they come to town, they all want to get in Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. Thank you.
All right, I'm already learned so much. I mean, this is, great knowledge from all of you guys so far, so thank you. This is one question from a student, and this question really resonated with me because anytime you achieve success, there's got to be some kind of obstacle that you had to come through. So this question is from one of my students. It says, what is one of the biggest challenges that you have had to overcome? How did you do it, and how has it helped you today?
That's a loaded question because as he was reading it, I was trying to think about which failure I could talk about. Because on the pathway to success, you're going to fail more than you succeed. If I talk to Larry, he's burned probably more chicken than he's made good chicken, right? Learning how to cook chicken well, But the biggest one I think that would probably help you is really believing in myself that I deserve success. I grew up in Compton, California to a single mother. My father was 50 years old. My mother was 21 years old when they had me. I met my father for the very first time when I was 7 years old, when he was spending some time in the California State Penitentiary. For me, growing up in Compton, California, the influences that I heard, at that time, we had Snoop, we had Ice Cube, N.W.A. Compton was known as the worst city in America. They told me that I would be dead by 18 years old. When I was in front of the judge at 17 years old, on my way to YA, and he told me, listen, if you don't change your life, you will be on an extended vacation here in our lovely facility. And so when I finally started getting around different people in different environments and meeting people like Mr. Scott and meet individuals like this, I kept asking myself, Will, do you belong here? Do you belong here? Listen how they talk. Look at how they're dressed. You don't know any of this stuff. I would sit at restaurants and be so nervous because I didn't know what fork to pick up, because it was like 7 different forks, and I would just sit like, I don't know, I'm just going to copy off of her. Whichever fork she pick up, that's the one I'm going to pick up. And they talk about salad forks. When you come from a place where you didn't have no utensils or anything like this, and so the biggest obstacle, and I still struggle with this today, do I deserve to be here? And I travel all around the world, but the biggest thing that right now, because every level of success you go to, it's like you have to start over. And so I'm speaking here, and that's one environment. But then I get invited to go speak with a different environment. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be on the stage with Ken Blanchard. I'm not supposed to be on the stage here. And so for me, it's always telling myself, will you belong here? It's your right. And so that's one of the struggles that I deal with every day. But for somehow, thanks to God, I keep convincing myself that, yeah, you do belong here. And I keep working to stay there.
All right, just a quick thing. We have about 10 minutes left. So.
I'll make mine quick. I want to kind of echo you here, Dr. Will. I think sometimes there are the challenges that you're able to overcome pretty quickly, and then there are those challenges that kind of plague you throughout your career and throughout life. I've always felt that I belong. That's just my personality. I'm a Leo. I'm extremely well educated. I have an undergraduate degree from NYU. I have a law degree from the University of Buffalo. I have an advanced degree in tax from Georgetown, as well as and a degree in employee benefits law. So any circle that I walk in, I feel, and this isn't arrogance, this is me being candid, I feel that I'm probably more educated than most of the people that I'm sitting in the company of. The unfortunate reality is that when people see me, what they see is this. They see skin color. And so when you're constantly dealing with folks who are questioning whether you are the legal secretary or you are the paralegal, being able to deal with that challenge and to maintain a level of emotional intelligence is extremely critical. My office is down the road. I'm on 24th and Camelback. I'm in the Biltmore, right next door to the Ritz-Carlton. I have clients who will come in, and they're not looking for Charlene Tarver, African-American Charlene Tarver. They're looking for someone else. I've gone into the courtroom, and I've been asked, are you the attorney? And typically when I say I'm an attorney, I'm asked, well, have you sat for the bar? Yes, typically that's what attorneys do. Did you go to law school? Yeah, typically you do that before you sit for the bar. I'm 41 and I'm still being asked that today. So the long and short of it is this. You have to have an razor sharp clarity about where you're going, and you have to have a confidence in yourself that is unshakable. And then you need to develop a foundation so that you're clear that you belong wherever you are. And don't let anybody make you question that, because I guarantee you that they will.
So 2 things really quick with me that I experienced growing up and that I still face. One of them is your friends. It all depends on who you hang out with. You have those friends, right, that like to go out, party, hang out, right, that get out every weekend doing the same old thing. And you grew up with them. But then you reach a point where you want something different for you, like you want something better. And one of those hardest things is cutting them off. Cutting them off because if you don't stop hanging out with these guys or as much as you do, you're going to end up just like them. Next thing you know, you look back and you're 50 with nothing, right? Still doing the same thing at the club, in the mall, right? Focus on small things. So one thing that I learned that I had to overcome was cutting off some of my friends that I thought were my friends in order for me to succeed in what I wanted to do, in my dream. Because they weren't worried about what I was wanting to do. They were worried about what they wanted to do. Hang out. Let's do it. And there's nothing wrong with having fun, right? That's all good. But there's going to come a point in time, you're going to have to make a decision. Hey, do I want to continue down this path of just having fun and that's it? Or do I want something else for myself? Am I worth more? Do I deserve more? Do I deserve to be here? Right? Second is growing up with not having everything, right? Look, it was just me, my mom, and my 3 sisters. I was the oldest. So I had to play dad sometimes. I babysat a lot. I had to miss sometimes. I missed football games, practices. I sacrificed a lot. But one thing that did follow me and what that did teach me was, through watching my mom work so hard, was that I wanted better. And I deserve better. That's what my mom was trying to do when she was out there working her 2 jobs out there, and I was out there watching my 3 younger sisters, having to make sacrifices. In life, you have to make certain sacrifices, and sometimes we might not all grow up with a silver spoon in our mouth, and that's okay. You don't need that. You do not need that. You just need to have laser sharp focus and vision on where you want to be, and you will end up there. Now, sometimes you might not know where you want to be. How many of y'all know what you want to do when you grow up as a career? a few of you, that's okay. Life is going to drive you to where you want to be. As long as you have some type of a focus, determination, you will get there.
Good stuff, Evan. So the question was, what kind of obstacles do we have in our life to, ultimately help us decide to where we wanted to go? I just really want to share with you that you're always going to have obstacles. Sometimes you may feel as if you're not pretty enough. We have society making us feel as if we have to look a certain way. Our parents have to drive a certain car. I don't want to be embarrassed that I don't want to take the bus or anything. But when you figure out what you want in your mind, and as Larry said, when you make up your mind and understand exactly what you want to do, it is up to you to fulfill that focus. There are many distractions in life, and sometimes you can be your biggest distraction. You can have so many things to say that society thinks that you're a certain way. You're going to be discriminated upon because of the way you look. People may look at you different because you may live with a single parent. But ultimately, it is up to you to decide what you want to do. You have to take risks. You have to make sacrifices. Guess what? I moved here with $2,000 and no car. Single month. And I did it. It was tough because I'm used to being back at home and I'm used to having individuals to help me out to be there. But I moved here with no help. I moved here working a job where I made commission only, where I didn't know how I was going to be able to pay my rent. But you know what? I stuck through it. God told me, stay here. I want you here. You have purpose here. It changed my life. And sometimes when you make those changes in your life, it's not going to be easy. It's not a walk in the park. But how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be successful? How bad do you want to reach your goals? How bad do you want to be that influential person in your family? And you see your cousins and your aunties and your sisters doing different things in life? How much do you want to be better? What are you willing to sacrifice? It's totally up to you. You have to make up your mind. You have to write it down on a piece of paper. You have to look at it every day. You don't have to be what you see on TV. Do not be influenced by those negative influences because somebody is dropping it like it's hot or they're standing on the corner with their pants sagging down. It's very disrespectful. My son is 13 years old and he's appalled. Anytime we go anywhere and he sees someone with their pants hanging down, he says, Mom, I'll never be that way. Because you want people to treat you with respect, so treat yourself with respect. The whole point is that no matter, sometimes you can get so upset. You can say, you know what, darn it, my bus is late. I'm not going to get there. But how will you appear when you show up? Will you be dressed nice and neat? Will you be ready? Will you be ready to listen? Are you able to take upon the information that you heard and infiltrate and put it into your life? It's totally up to you. All you have to remember that you have to tell yourself every day is, I can do anything. I can do anything that I want to do. And there are so many choices and opportunities, but what you need to do is you need to position yourself. You need to put your face in a place, and you need to be ready to roll your sleeves up and work, because it isn't easy.
Miss Poe is the next Oprah. Hey, check this out. I know we almost done, but hard work, friends can bring you down. If you hang around a bad crowd and you want to excel, get away from that group, all right? I didn't have a panel come talk to me like this when I was in school. You know, you guys are young. Consider this to be a head start. Because we telling you that if you stick to a certain pattern, I got homeboys that still sleep on their grandma's couches. Real talk. I got partners that still stay at home with their mom and daddy along with their kids. That's not what you want. Then take this knowledge that we feed y'all and consider this a head start and start changing your life today. Because you can be the next Mark Zuckerberg walking around here 20-something years old, multi-billionaire. Life is great, but what if I would have had the kind of bread I got now when I was 20-something? If y'all take this knowledge, y'all can do that. All right? Thank you.
Man, I'm just very happy. I'm very happy. I want to thank everybody for showing up. You guys were phenomenal. People from different industries, you guys really, really gave us the real deal on your experience. And not only did I learn something, I'm sure some of my students learned as well, so we thank you very much. Guys, the bell's going to be ringing in about a minute or so, but I just want to thank you guys. Or you guys have some questions? So, hey, afterwards, if you guys have lunch, feel free. We don't want to take up too much of their time, but if you guys have questions, you guys can come up and, you know, talk to them. Individualized questions will be fine. But you guys were phenomenal as students, and, you know, I'm looking forward to doing this again. So, thank you to everybody. Let's just clap it up.